How to photograph in manual mode on the Canon R6 Mark II. That's what today's tutorial video is about, so let's get right into it. As a photographer, it's really important to know and understand how to photograph in manual mode so you can fully control all your settings, aperture, shutter speed, and your ISO. If you understand this properly, then you can basically photograph any image in any situation professionally, and so that's why understanding manual mode as a photographer is super important. So let's hop right into this tutorial. Now we are here and we are going to learn how to photograph in manual mode. Okay, so the first thing that we need to know is how do we get to this manual mode screen if we are not already here. So you're actually going to click on the info button over here and you can kind of like change what's on the screen, and that has nothing on the screen. And then sometimes people see this and they're like, how do I work this? So if you just keep clicking the info button, that's how you can get to this screen. And again, there's like the whole like menu over here. And so that's kind of how you can get to where you want to be able to see your shutter speed, your aperture, and then your ISO over here. And your exposure is like right here, but as you can see, it's you can't adjust it on the screen here because your exposure triangle is being controlled by your shutter speed, aperture, and your ISO. And so that's why you can't actually change the exposure increments right here on the screen. So I'm actually going to bring the ISO down just a little bit. That way you can see maybe the screen just a little bit clearer, just kind of like that. So yeah, so that is how you get to manual mode on your camera. And it's really important to know how to photograph in manual mode on your camera so that you can, you know, adjust the shutter speed, aperture, and ISO kind of like independently of each other. For photography, I always like to start with adjusting the aperture, and then I will then adjust the shutter speed, and then last I will do the ISO if I need more light. This video is not a video about how to photograph with all of your 3 settings in the camera here. This is just showing you like this is how you get to the manual mode screen on your camera body. There's also the little turning thing up here, so if you're not already in manual mode on your camera here, then you'll need to, because manual mode, you see the little M over here, you can click around, so like there's all these other settings, and you'll need to make sure that you're in M and then click OK, and that's how you actually get to manual mode. So it's like this little knobby thing over here. You want to go to the M. So that would be how you would access manual mode on the Canon R6 Mark II. And again, in a future video, I'm sure I'll be doing kind of more of an in-depth, you know, explanation on how aperture, shutter speed, and ISO all work together, as I think as a photographer, it's really important to know how those 3 different settings work together to ultimately control your exposure and get a properly exposed image within your camera. I think there's like a specific order to how you should use these 3 settings. And again, I think future videos will more so explain the different functions of aperture, shutter speed, and ISO. So if you're interested in learning more about that, then please go ahead and just stick around my channel and keep learning about manual mode and just how these 3 settings all work together to properly expose an image. I hope this tutorial helped you out today, helped you understand now how to photograph in manual mode on this camera body now. And if you're interested in how to change the aspect ratio on the Canon R6 Mark II, then that video is going to be next.